What's up, everyone? Welcome to the RRBG podcast, and welcome back for the second time, Mr. Max Cavalera. How are you, brother?
Oi. Hello, my friend.
Good. Okay. Whoa, look at that special effect in the background. Are you in the show right now?
I know, right? What's going on? Getting ready, you know.
That's awesome, brother. Yeah, getting ready for a tour. You're going on the road with Go Ahead and Die, which is a project you have with your brother, Igor. I wanted to ask you right out the gate before we talk about the tour. My buddy Zach, I think, was playing drums for that band in the beginning stages. What happened there for, I know there was a switch. I know you have Johnny now. But
Right.
what happened with Zach?
Well, yeah, Zach was really busy, man. He's a busy guy like me, and I hate to impose on other people's, especially they have something. They are really, he does a lot with chemists, and he's always busy. And when we start working on the last record, there was a bit of a problem with the scheduling, and we couldn't really do it with him. But I love Zach. Zach is a great guy. We had a great time making the first record with him. I had a ton of respect for him, man. He's an awesome human being, awesome guy. We had a blast going to his beer place.
Yeah. He makes some really good beer at True in Denver.
Really great beer play. We had a fun playing metal, listening to metal there, had banging all night, getting wasted. It was cool. And it was, we kind of wanted to, I think Go Ahead and Die Again is one of those bands that you might see a couple of members change from time to time. And I think it's cool. It's part of the thing. Now we got to do a record with Johnny, which is also a great, amazing drummer as well. Does a lot of stuff with my son Igor in Healing Magic and Black Braid. And we also, the first time I have I've been in a band with a woman,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jackie's playing bass. I always seen videos of Tom Warrior with all these woman bass players. I thought that was cool, and if I have a chance to do something like that, would have been cool. And the chance came in the form of Go Ahead and Die. It was Igor, my son Igor's suggestion, because he's in the band with us, and it was like his suggestion to put Jackie with us on tour, and we're ready, man. It's gonna be fun. If you wanna see Max Cavalera first time with a woman on the stage with him. Not that I'm trying to sell this as some kind of attraction thing, but it is cool. It's one of those things I never done before, and definitely a new thing for me. Like when you get to my point of my career, 54 years, and you kind of done everything that can be done, it becomes harder and harder to do something that you never done before.
Yeah, something new, something refreshing.
So we get to do this. It was a great opportunity, and I really like the record, the Unhealthy Mechanism. I think I mentioned to some people, I thought it was one of the gnarliest things I've been part of it in my whole life. And when you get older like me, you're not supposed to be doing things like that. That's what my doctor said. But I'm getting older and defying the laws of growing old. I'm going back to my young Max. It's coming out more and more. Full of metal Max that just wants to go out there and have fun with the metal, that's what it's all about. Is that anyway?
Yeah. How are you feeling physically? I know, you're mentioning getting older. I'm getting older too. Like in the morning, my shoulder hurts and, things here and there. So when it comes to rocking out, like on stage, like, do you feel now that after shows, you feel a little more sore than usual? Like, how are you feeling?
Not really, man. I mean, I think I've been very blessed, especially with on the vocal side of things. My vocal has been holding great through the years, which is really, it's a blessing. And I don't even know, I cannot even understand how that, I mean, I never really tried to understand how my vocals work anyway, which I think is a great thing. It's one of those things that you have it and you don't want to know why you have it. You just know that you have it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, thank you for the gift. I don't want to know what the gift is. I don't even want to know how this thing works. I just know that it works.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. But yeah, of course, like the shows, the more you play, a lot of times, a lot of time, I think the first couple shows are always the hardest ones. Your body's not quite used to the whole movement of the tour, and so the first 3-4 shows are always a little bit, you getting the rust out.
Yeah.
But then once it gets going, it's going, man. You get in a rhythm, and I feel very, very blessed on that section. The physical side of it, I still can do it and feel great doing it. So, I love the shit out of headbanging. I still have hair. I can headbang. I still love doing.
I don't have that anymore.
Yeah, there you go. But even when I don't have it, I still want to headbang. Even with a bald head, I don't give a shit. It's still like it's what's in your heart, like they say. But I think that I kind of look at older people for inspiration. And when you see Priest still kicking ass, Maiden still kicking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go deep, the Rolling Stones are fucking still doing it, Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing, And that's the cool thing about music, in general, music and metal, is that you really, age doesn't become really a factor until health things start to appear and stuff like that. So if you can still keep pretty healthy, it's kind of like painting. You can have a great you can make a masterpiece when you're 60. You might make your best record. I truly still believe that's still possible. So the chase is still there. The fire inside of me of like, I gotta make out of everything I've done, I still think I can make one more meaningful record and apart from all that, I'm just enjoying it, man. Just having fun with it, which I think is rule number one of being in a band, is to enjoy. Otherwise, why even do it? Don't bother, man.
Yeah. When it becomes too much,
I still feel like a teenager, especially Go Ahead and Die. That's like really going back to a young Max.
Nice, man. Yeah, it's all in your head, honestly. Like going back to what you said about your voice. When I used to sing in a band. I mean, I opened up for your Soulfly years and years ago out in Florida in Culture Room. But
what was the band?
Dissever. It was Dissever and Silent Mara opening for Soulfly at the Culture Room years ago.
Right on.
Awesome. But as a singer, I also there was a time in my life when I started focusing on like, well, maybe I need to be careful what kind of food I eat before a song or before I perform, or maybe I need to, no chocolate and no ice. Maybe I need to do more warm-ups and this kind of thing. And it would actually make it worse because I would get in my head. I would start like, oh no, I can't do this and I can't, and putting limitations on there. And I like your approach of like, well, fuck it. I don't know how I'm able to do this, but let's just do it and enjoy it. Because then you just feel that passion. And the same goes like with your age. If you're having fun and still cranking out, and having fun on stage, who cares, bro?
Yeah. And I think like the Go Ahead and Die thing to me is very, very unique because it's one of those things that there's zero, really expectations. We knew making the record, okay, this is not gonna win a Grammy. It's not gonna be record of the year, which right away you off the hook.
Yeah,
you don't give a shit. You just you give zero fucks. So you just go in the studio and just enjoy it, man. Just have fun. It's like the most freedom you can have in the studio was making records like this one. And to me, it was really cool to see my son Igor coming to life on this record because he wrote the majority of the riffs, the majority of the lyrics. So I kind of like gave him the keys of the car. Like, you drive the car, I sit in the back and chill, and we'll see what happens with this. And it was really cool to see that.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. So earlier I got confused. I said your brother Igor. It's your son Igor.
Yeah. My brother, I do mostly like the Sepultura stuff with him. I do.
The
We
Cavalera
play old.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, we play old stuff. We did Morbid Devastation, which was Morbid Visions, Batch of Devastation.
Yeah.
Um, we done the Roots tour. We did the Arise tour. Those are the things I do with more with my brother. Cavalera Conspiracy is still a thing, but I don't really think we're gonna make new music. Not for a while, at least. We've really enjoyed playing these old songs. They feel great. Uh, the way that we do them now, it's amazing. It's really a nostalgic feeling going back in time with that. And then Go Ahead and Die is with my son. It was a way that I felt to connect not only with my son, but with the new generation coming up. The new things that are coming up in the metal world, like the 200 Stab Wounds, Frozen Soul, Fugitive, uh, Mutilation Barbecue, and all of that. For Jarhead Fertilizer. I love this new generation of metal that's coming out. I get a lot of love from them too, which is great. A lot of those bands really respect me. I'm like the old Buddha in the room, uh, I get to be treated like you inspire us so much with your early works. Um, and it's really cool. I love those kids, man. And especially like the 271 guys. I love Steve. I think he's a huge, awesome guy, and we have such a mutual respect thing between us. Um,
Do you find it
and
inspirational for you too? Like, they're inspired by you, but do you get inspiration from the younger people too to be like, wow, okay, this is a different, approach or anything like that?
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, like whenever I listen to a new record of a new band, and like the last Jarhead Fertilizer album blew me away. It's like, this is one of the coolest death metal records I heard in a long time. Very inspired. I feel very inspired by that. And there's two things I look for it. I look for the gnarly death thrash things that are happening out there, like Fugitive, and then the stuff that's out of the box that kind of come out of nowhere, um, and kind of like grabs you. Stuff like Zew and Ardor was one of those bands.
Oh yeah, love those guys.
Or I remember like Rammstein, when I heard Rammstein for the first time, and we ended up going on tour with them, which was an insane experience. Um, and you have there's other stuff, Orbit Culture, a little bit different kind of things out there that are a little bit more outside the box. But yeah, I'm a huge, like I said, I'm a metal fan first, musician second.
Okay.
Actually, I think that I'm a metal fan first, I'm a riff man second, and I'm a screamer. That's the third. My third job is just scream. So never call me a singer. I'm not a singer. I'm a screamer, and I'm a riff man, all the way through. Yeah,
Nice.
Although in Go Ahead and Die, I do leads. I do play a lot of whammy bars, dive bombs and all that crazy shit, which is a lot of fun. It's a new territory for me as well. So there's a couple new tricks in the book with Go Ahead and Die. You have a couple things I never done before with any of the other bands.
That's exciting, man. That's very exciting. And yeah, I can tell you like going outside of the box too, because I mean, you have Kill or Be Killed is a very, I would say, different for you in terms of style. They got different vocalists coming in and singing, with Troy and Greg and
I hope we do something soon with that as well. Like that's one of my favorite things I've done in a long time, and just the schedules are really kind of crazy between me and Troy and Greg. It seems like we're always busy, always doing shit, but we'll find some time and make a third record, make our Master of Puppets kind of record.
Yeah, I mean, Troy's, Mastodon is, I would argue, bigger than ever. They're playing huge shows, and Greg's got like 3, 4, 5 bands I don't even know anymore, so he's busy all the time.
He's competing with me. He's like he's trying to keep pace with me, but I'm still on the lead.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're a legend. That's undeniable at this point in your career. Now, you say you're not a singer, but like, you're also talking about wanting to do new things. You think maybe in the future you might give it a shot? You want to sing some melodies?
You know, I if I ever do, and I think I do already in a way, there is a melody in my voice if you pay attention to it.
Right,
And
to the scream, yeah.
I was talking with Josh Wilbur, which is a producer of Ritual, and he produced a lot of Lamb of God and stuff like that. And we had a long conversation. Um, One thing I don't want to do is actually learn how to sing, because I think that will ruin the. I think that will ruin the caveman in me. I like the caveman thing I have inside of me. Um, but I do have a little bit of melody, But I know, I mean, I'll never sing like Robert Plant or King Diamond, But I do a couple of things that I think is really cool. Like whenever I do the tribal weird shit I do in Primitive or Ritual or Tribe, those are like really unique Max Cavalera kind of things. And my voice has really it changed through the years. I was listening to old stuff. It's a different voice from now, So there is a little bit of change, but I would not. To me, it would be a mistake to go to a place and learn to sing. I think myself. I think that it's kind of like it's more important to me that I have an original voice than that I know how to sing. So it goes back to then like. If you think about original voices, I think I always think about Lemmy and Joey Ramone. The minute you hear their songs, like you all you gotta hear is like 5 seconds of the vocals, and you go, "Oh, that's Motorhead." And I kind of, I hope I have a little bit of that going on. Like the minute people hear some of my stuff, like, "Oh, that's Max," Like I recognize that. That becomes like it's more original. Is more your own thing. It's a unique thing that you have. To me, that's more important than if I knew how to sing like Robert Plant.
Absolutely.
I'm happier with this than if I had that.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And you do have that, by the way. When I heard Kill or Be Killed, that was the first thing I was like, oh, there's Max. Like even before I knew you were in the band, because I've known Greg for years, and I got some. They emailed me the songs when the first came out, and I was like, man, who's in this band? And then I started looking into it. I'm like, of course, there he is. I can hear it. So how does it feel for you? I mean, this has got to be a unique situation. Maybe not right now. You've done some stuff with your son before, but not a lot of people can say they're in a band on tour for months with their son. So how do you think that's going to go? Do you feel like there won't be any issues there with like, scolding your son? Like, pórtate bien, you know what I mean?
No, not really. I think it's more like it's a little bit of passing the torch, and I get to watch that. I was really pushing my son on this record, really kind of like I compared to how I was pushed when I was making my early records, like how people like Scott Burns were like real pushing me on records like Arise, and Andy Wallace was real pushing me on when I made records like Chaos AD. So I was trying to do the same to him, like really push him, like get the stuff out of him, like come on, man. Like I said, like I was giving him the keys of the car, like you drive the car now. Let's see where you take this stuff, And he did great. He's like, man, Igor is so mature. He's like an old soul on a young body. He's a deep person, I think he gets that from his mom. More intellectual than me. He reads a lot of books. I don't read anything. I'm a caveman. I don't have a phone, So Igor is like really, he's a real interesting cat. He's a really interesting person. And I really love his knowledge of music is insane. I thought I liked music, and compared to him, he goes way deeper. Like when he goes into a record, he knows the 7th song of the record. Sometimes I don't know that, and so he goes deep. He dives deep into the what he loves, and to me, Go Ahead and Die is all about the fun that you have of playing metal, which is like when you pick up the guitar for the first time and the satisfaction that you got from that was just you and the guitar and watch some lunatic on a crowd going nuts, and you felt like that's all I need. I don't need anything else. You know, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for girls. I'm not doing this for to be play on the radio. I'm just doing this to see that guy right there losing his mind. And that, and it's still the same. Go Ahead and Die is actually the epitome of that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun going on this tour. Um, it's a long tour. It's a cold tour, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I saw it's like 3 months or something like that, 3 or 4 months.
It's close to 2 months.
Close to two
So
months. It looked like a
yeah,
lot of dates on the email I got. I was like, wow, that's
yeah.
a
Our
lot.
our booking agent don't fuck around, man. Um, he's like, we mentioned him, we wanted a tour, and that's what he got. We got it back from him. You know, yo, Dan, you crazy, man. But yeah, I'm ready for it, man. Especially after the pandemic, after we didn't have that for a long time. Now we got it. It's finally here. It's back.
Yeah.
And for people out there, I think I'm a little bit of a rarity. You know, somebody that a lot of people, and very humble. I appreciate all the legend comments and all this stuff. So if you want to see a legend play a smaller place with people right in my face and feel the the sweat and the spit, you can touch me. You know, like it's none of this, you know, rock god shit. There's none
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that. This is underground shit. This is like how you saw Sepultura for the first time in 1989 with Faith or Fear. This is like this kind of shit. So I think there's a level of curiosity. I think for the fans too, they like. I think some of them are even like, why would Max even do this? You know, that's because they don't know me, and they don't know that I'm real built different from other people. I really love this shit. I love to get out there in front of the fans, touch them, feeling them, and just get the goosebumps, the energy, and the fans is what motivates me to get out of bed every morning, man. As you know, like when I hear stuff that my music has helped other people and all this, and this record is really interesting because it deals a lot with mental health, which is a very taboo issue subject in society these days. People are afraid of this issue. We should not be afraid of talking about mental health. We should talk about it. We should help fucking people, man, so we don't have tragedies like we have, you know.
Yeah.
So I love that the subject of the unhealthy mechanism deals with all this shit, and we have a little bit fun with it too. You know, I created this character, Sheriff Buzzkill, was created for the video of Drugocop,
I saw that. I saw that.
and I'm like this unhinged sheriff that loves metal and does drugs, don't give a fuck. He's just a wild motherfucker. But in his heart, he's a metalhead, you know, and we don't have a sheriff like that. So I created one, you know.
Nice. Nice.
And so we're gonna play like I think the last song of the show. I'll put the hat on and I'll have
Have somebody
have
bring
the
you
sheriff.
the uniform shirt. Yeah. With
Yeah,
the
I'll have the sheriff shirt on and you know, the Sheriff Buzzkill. I love the name too, Sheriff Buzzkill. It's such a cool fucking name.
That's awesome.
Should be a lot of fun, man. It's gonna be a fun tour.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I try and talk a lot about mental health on this show when I interview, because I don't like doing the regular press interviews. There's a million of those. You're gonna do Revolver, you're gonna do Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, whatever. I want to know you, and I want to know what you're going through, and the mental health game of it. And when I saw that the theme of the album is mental health, I was very curious. Like, oh, that's good, man, because not a lot of people talk about it, especially in the metal scene, or in my family background, which is Latinos. Latinos don't talk about mental health. They don't even believe in it. They think it's you're being crazy. Like, stop it. And it's like, no, but it's a real thing that affects people.
It's a real thing, and if we don't help people, if we don't talk about it, it really drives people to solitude and unfortunately tragedies, which is so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, like um, sometimes when you hear that about, I meet a lot of fans, and a lot of times there's a fan that comes to me and say, my best friend was a huge Max fan and he took his own life, and I wish I would have, if I had the chance, I wish I would have could have talked to him. Maybe I could have saved that life,
Yeah.
but, and that's why I think this record to me was important to do. My son he has diabetes, and he deals with a lot of other shit in his life, that I think he was like the right person to tackle a lot of these issues. And we wrote a lot of it, it's taboo stuff. And I think Unhealthy Mechanism, the last song, really taps into the whole how sometimes drugs, man, becomes your worst enemy on this equation. Doctors just pump you with drugs, and instead of helping you, they're just going there and even fucking uh, your wires even more.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
think sometimes,
even when they do help, sometimes, like I know my mother takes some psychoactive medication, and it just makes her like a zombie. So like
right,
it'll
exactly.
either make you worse, like in terms of those bad thoughts, or it'll turn you into just like a useless zombie just walking around.
Yeah, and then I think, like, to me, one of the things that I love about metal is what I get out of it. Right, when I'm down, when I feel depressed, so many times right before I play a concert, how many times did I put like a Slayer song that just picked me right up? I was like, fuck yeah, I feel great now. That's awesome. I love that metal has that power. It's a unique, amazing, true power that you get from it, and I like that, to think that this record does that to people and helps people as well.
Yeah, and it's a weird thing for people on the outside too, because they see metal. People that aren't fans of metal, they'll see the show and they'll think, "Oh, this is violent. No, that guy is screaming. Those people are punching each other in the mosh pit. This is bad." And it's not. It's really not. It's more of a release. It's more of a, you get to feel energy and love amongst each other, like in the mosh pit. Yeah, there are people punching each other, but they also pick each other back up. Like, all right, get up, let's go, and let's keep going, and it's this
Yeah,
positive energy.
in a healthy way. They deal with
Yeah,
anger in a very, very healthy way. So that's awesome, man.
yeah. Do you? So it's hard to believe. You look at a person like you. You've had this amazing career. You're still doing it. You're still kicking ass. To think that a person like you would deal with mental health or depression. I understand it. But a lot of people would be like, "Why? What do you have to be sad about?"
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in life that hit you. Just I lost my mom last year.
There you go. Yeah.
Um, that it was a huge blow for me, and life, there's no script. You have to roll with it. But and we're here to, like I said, I think metal is like the best, one of the best ways to cope with life stuff, because it gives you some real true energy that you can get from it. That's a pure, uh, healthy way to deal with the situations. And I love that about the music that we can create, man. So it's, but we're all in the same boat. We all deal with this shit, man. Everybody deals with it one way or another.
Yeah, and it's another thing fans don't understand. A lot of times fans think that it's more a one-way street, like you are giving them this energy, but no, it's both ways.
Exactly.
Like you said, looking at that guy in the crowd gives you energy as well, and it helps you, and you're kind of just helping each other.
That exactly, man. Totally agree with that. It's awesome to see that, and be inspired by that. Amazing. It's amazing feeling.
Yeah, man. So I don't know how much time we have. I think it was 30 minutes. Are you close to you have
Yeah,
another one?
I think there's another one interview calling. So
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. So the tour is kicking off in about a week, less than a week. You're going to be on the road. So anybody that's watching and listening, please go check out the tour dates. They're on the website. Where can they get the tour dates?
go ahead and Facebook has the tour dates.
Okay.
Um,
I think
Yeah,
Nuclear Blast Records, also nuclearblast.com has the dates.
they have it. They have it, and you know, and also like it starts Friday. We're gonna be in Tucson, and from there on, you just roll. Just go to the website. It's there. You know.
Yeah, man. I'll be at the LA show for sure in Los Angeles. But I want to thank you again, Max. This is, you know, it's an honor to have you on the show. You know, you've been a big inspiration, and I love everything that you do. Then the positivity is very important to me. So thanks again for being here, man.
All right, my brother. Take care, right?
Take care, brother. Peace.
All right.